Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of Queries and Theories with myself, Amelia, and Jimbo. Amelia, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Jimbo, how you doing?
I'm good. I was just reading some rubbish that AJ sent me about dinosaurs.
It's not rubbish. I'm going to quote that, AJ. Thank you very, very, very much for that information. We shall use that. But yeah, there will be some dinosaur talk again today. We are going to be doing all sorts today because that's how we roll. But AJ's here. He's ready. He's got his snacks. Let's go. Yeah, he's all ready and prepared, and he's loving the new intro. I had to change the music because I got copyrighted. So hopefully this one is okay to use, but we'll see. Topic of today's show, Jimbo. What could it be?
Well, I'm going to message Cooper because he never knows when this is on and he loves it.
That's not the topic of the show, though.
Hang
It
on.
could be. Where's Cuba? Where did the animals come from?
Come
And where did Cuba go? Why has he gone extinct? Oh, who's ringing me? Go away. No, he's meant to be the host. He's sitting there on his phone.
Well, Cooper likes to come in, so Ben's in the room, and Ben, do me a favour, message Cooper for me so I don't get told off and let him know the show's on. Thank you, mate.
Big up, Chrysandro. Thank you very much. Loving the Agatha Christie style music. They came from Whipsnade Zoo. There you go. That's where the animals come from. House of the Rising Sun was brilliant. What's that? That wasn't the music. It was called Dangerous, the music. But big up, Jack.
Dangerous.
Or Dangerous. Oh, we got Shemtan saying, good afternoon, beautiful Princess Kate, handsome Sir Jimbo, and lovely Lady Amelia. Big up, Shem. Good to see you as always. And afternoon to Barbaric Disdain at the gorgeous trio. What can we say? I'm ready to learn and be amazed. Big up to you all. Good afternoon, Dan. Hope you're well. Still got some knuckle dragging Neanderthals around where I live. Tell me about it. I'm married to one. But the question of today's show, Jimbo,
is the topic of today's show is where do animals come from?
That's right. That's exactly what the topic is. I don't know if you want to read these because there's some long words in there.
Oh, you read them.
The molecular clock method suggests that animals first evolved 800 million years ago during the early part of the Neoproterozoic era, 1,000 to 539 million years ago. But where did flies come from? Some religions believe flies were created to punish mankind's sin on Earth, and the devil is often referred to as Lord of the Flies. Scientists believe flies evolved around 250 million years ago, and along with moths and fleas, they evolved from Mecoptera, also known as scorpion flies. Do you believe that flies have evolved from these insects? If so, where and how did that first ever insect appear, Amelia?
I think they're man-made.
Tell us first of all how you describe flies.
I think they look like a mouldy black pea, just with wings stuck on, and all of a sudden they're flying around, landing on people's food and shit.
So why did why did man create flies?
To terrorise us.
For what reason?
They land on shit and get an arm roast for dinners.
Jim, where do you think flies come from?
Maggots.
Yeah, but where do maggots come from?
Rotting food.
And how do they get
in the rotted food?
The flies lay eggs.
What are they made from food? Maggots aren't made from food.
No, they're not. Or you could eat them.
They just come out.
That's exactly right.
I don't get maggots either.
No. So where did they come from?
They just appear in the bin. Or in an apple.
Jim, you believe in evolution, so you must have the answer to this question.
Well, I ain't got the answer to every question, darling, but they must have come from something.
They come from Woolwich. I mean, the first fly, what did it come from? Where did it come from?
I don't know. What? So you're saying maggots come from flies? Flies come from maggots.
Flies come from maggots.
When
So how
flies,
do maggots get there?
yeah, how did a maggot get there?
What is a maggot? I know it's like a worm-looking thing.
Yeah,
Jim,
you
you're
know
really
what
not
maggot
giving
is.
us any alternative explanation.
seem
Well,
like a
I mean,
disbeliever
they
right now.
must. Right, Paddy. They must come from some mollusk or some. I don't know.
Mollusk.
You mean molecule?
Yeah, they come from somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't say they come from somewhere without saying where.
What is a
Well,
maggot?
Like, where does any creature come from?
Exactly.
That's the question.
Oh, I'm gonna have
You
to
say
Google
that.
it. I've got to Google it. I can't. I
Big
can't
up.
be sitting here.
Big up, Nicholas. Hope you're well.
Right,
The answer
Nicholas.
is Spurs. Maybe it is. It's all very well saying where does any animal come from, but that's the question. Everyone keeps telling me about evolution, and no one can tell me where the first creature come from. And no,
Right, hang
I
on.
don't believe it was from just molecules floating around on the planet.
Mollusks.
Ah, if you go to Woolwich, you'll see loads of flies as they're attracted to shit.
Oh,
Kuva,
that's a
Jim
bit
was just
harsh.
texting you. Jim was just texting you, but he asked Ben to text you because we know this is your favourite show. Jim, my lovely, I never share BS. I share information. What you choose to do with that is completely your choice, says AJ.
Yeah, set it on some flies.
The first creature came from bacteria. I
That's
don't
it.
understand that.
No.
And cows don't come from eggs.
They can't just appear.
No,
They can't just appear and suddenly fly.
no. And flies come from eggs, the same as cows.
A fly's almost like a flying ant.
Yeah, it's. But where did ants come from? And there's millions of them buggers.
Oh,
It just, no one can tell me an answer because you know why? No one knows.
no one knows.
We need a proper scientist to come on here. Yeah, I agree, but they won't convince me that the first creature came from bacteria.
Yeah.
I won't have it.
No, I won't have it.
Big up, Taylor. Do female cows have eggs? No, surely not. Maggots are fly larvae, which thrives in shit. Probably did evolve in Woolwich. Yeah, but where did they come from in the first place? I googled it. I couldn't find where flies came from. Jim's underwear. God created them for us to figure it out ourselves.
Right, Kate, if you Google where did the first fly insect come from, it tells you. So you just you
Then
Google
tell
it.
us. You're
Come
Googling
on, then
it.
tell us.
No, it's you Google it and then
You're
read
on it
it out.
already.
Can't you send me the link?
You beg to be on this show and you bring nothing.
Big to be on the show.
Do your work.
You said you was going to do research.
Well, I'm sending
Yes,
it to you.
she's right, you know, Jimbo. She's right. She might be
Just
throwing
if
you
you all
under the
love
bus.
Spurs or Kate, I'll send it to Kate.
Joey Barton just said that if a bumblebee knew it could fly, it wouldn't be able to fly.
What?
If a bumblebee knew it could fly, it wouldn't be able to fly.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know, but that sounds like a tongue
It
twister.
can fly, so it flies.
Have you got it?
Scientists believe that the first winged insects evolved around 400 million years ago when land plants began to grow into forests. The first flying insect fossil is a small creature that lived during the Carboniferous period. There's too many long words. They believe that insects evolved from venomous crustaceans called Remipedia and that the first terrestrial insects must have had features of crustaceans. I just don't believe it, because if that's the case, where did the first crustacean come from?
Crustacean.
A crustacean is an animal with a shell.
It's a turtle.
I don't know, is a turtle a crustacean?
It's got a shell
No.
and a snail.
A crab's a
No, tortoise.
crustacean.
They've all got shells.
Yeah, why isn't a turtle a
Or a
crustacean?
snail.
Or a snail. Snails are mollusks.
What?
A mollusk.
What's a mollusk?
So it was with a shell.
Oh my god.
Why are there mollusks and crustaceans but turtles ain't either?
Because it's what is it? What does it come under? I don't know what it comes under.
Is it a reptile?
Well, yeah, I would
Tortoise
say
ain't a
reptile.
A tortoise ain't a reptile.
Isn't it?
I don't think so.
What is it? Do brown cows make chocolate milk? Jim is gatekeeping. Yeah, Jim, I don't actually know. I think I'm going to have to find a new host for the show. He hasn't done a single piece of research here.
The other
Well,
day you said,
you did ask
I
me
want to be on
to.
here. I'll actually do research if you tell me what we're doing.
Yeah, and I told you nearly enough a week. And you haven't done any. Well, it's not funny. You're letting the side. They are reptiles.
Yeah.
I said turtle.
Well,
Not
turtles
tortoise.
and tortoises are the same.
No,
They've just
they're
got
not.
different names. Why are they different?
One
One's
swims.
Teenage Mutant Ninja.
One swims.
Reptiles, turtles. Yeah.
Testudines.
Testudines. Jim,
My
what's your
favourite
favourite
dinosaur is Stegosaurus.
No such thing.
There's no such thing.
If cows don't have eggs, then explain the size of the omelette I just had. Yeah, Jim, take the wheel. Amelia is savage.
That's true.
Everyone's talking to each other. Flies come from lobsters.
It's a lobster crustacean or whatever it is.
Crustaceans.
What?
Oh,
It's got a shell.
crustaceans have exoskeletons,
What's that
which
mean?
means their skeletons on the outside. Well, that's quite rank, isn't it? Big up design. Good to see ya. What's that? You need to meet an emu, mate. Massive omelette. Even a cow would be jealous. The scientists who should know actually believe they're from 400,000 years ago.
What? Fly.
Flies. Ain't a turtle a marine animal? No, it's a crustacean.
It is though. It goes in the sea.
Yeah, but it's
Which is
it's
the
a
marine.
reptile, I mean.
Marines are not marine. Reptiles are like lizards and stuff.
Yeah, but they're all like crusty, all of them, and they shed their skin.
Then they're crustaceans.
Oh, do tortoises shed their skin?
No.
What?
I've held a tortoise.
Have you?
My favourite reptile's Mbappe.
Turtles swim, tortoises don't.
Yeah.
That's it, Kate. Fire Jim down the stairs and bring on that thick Indian Bobby Kay. I'll be your co-host, Kate and Amelia. I'm not as glamorous as Jim, but I love
Probably
research.
be better.
Yeah, I'm sure you know far more. Jim's let the side down massively today. I've got to say, Jimbo, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You didn't ask me to
Especially
do any research. You
said I'll do research. And is there research? No, you research, you don't read it out.
I didn't have to research on poxy flies. Who's interested in flies?
Animal.
No, I told you the subject is where do the animals come from? Leo. That's what we said, and you haven't done a single piece of research.
Useless.
If flies come from eggs, where did the eggs come from? This is what I mean. No one can answer it.
Eggs.
Flies lay eggs, and that's what maggots come out of.
But maggots.
It is very confusing.
Then how does the fly make the egg and the maggot comes out?
Oh no!
The fly comes from. Oh, this is all shit.
I think they're all part of the simulation.
Yes.
It's very confusing because if you think about the chicken and the egg, what one come first? Something had to come first.
Question for you: do fish have a thirst for water?
No, they just use it to breathe.
Yeah, but what do they drink when they're thirsty?
They probably don't get thirsty.
I thought everything has to live on water.
But he lives in water.
Yeah, but it must go.
Yeah, he probably does drink it, but then it comes out his little.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer.
It just goes through when he breathes.
Jimbo is the professor. It's you two that should have done your homework. I think you'll find we have Benji. I don't see any arguments coming up of actually where these animals come from in the first place. No one can tell me. Dinosaurs ain't reptiles. Dinosaurs aren't real.
They're not real.
Listen to this. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Saltwater fish need to purposely drink water in order to get enough into their system, where their freshwater counterparts direct of all the water that comes into their mouth out through their gills. Saltwater fish direct some into their digestive system. So freshwater fish, saltwater fish do.
Do what?
Drink water. Some of it goes inside. Freshwater fish never drink water because their bodies are saltier than the surrounding water. Oomycetes draws water into the fish's body through its skin and gills, unlike saltwater fish, where the water is drawn out of the body. If freshwater fish did drink water, they would blow up like a balloon.
What's Oomycetes?
I don't know.
If you'd have researched, you'd know. Just saying. Well, I think it's very.
So we know the answer to that one.
Well, not really.
Well, saltwater fish do, but freshwater fish don't.
Jim, where do you think flies come from?
I don't. Well, I know where they come from now, but in the very beginning, I don't know. I'm not. It does confuse me. I'm not sure.
Did you mean osmosis?
Oh, that's it. Yeah. I don't know what fuck it means.
Oh, please.
What's osmosis?
It's saying to do bubbles. Osmosis. The spontaneous passing or diffusion of water through a semi-permeable membrane. Oh, Jim, you do make me laugh. You absolutely kill me.
Well, I read it like it was said.
Big up Vindaloo. Flies come from Mars and wasps come from Venus. Like the saying says, flies around shit, so it could be shit. It could be. If man evolved from monkeys, then why do we still have monkeys? That's what I said.
Also, with flies, how can they make it their way into someone's house so easily? They can't make their way out.
Yeah, they come in through the like a tiny gap, and then you open all the doors and windows, and they can't find their way out.
Oh,
and they go around in circles.
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Like, I think they might have cameras on them.
They can't be cruel to me, Nick.
I think every animal that flies has a camera, mostly pigeons.
I actually think flies got hidden cameras.
Yeah, they're big eyes.
Yeah, and if you squash one, that's what the is.
Oh my god, in the flies up.
Yeah.
They literally burn alive. They set on fire.
I'll tell you what.
And it smells like burning metal.
It does. Oh. The show is a hive of information. QI can do one. Exactly. Kate and Paddy, that's like saying your cousin can't exist because of your grandpa. I don't even understand that question. A fish isn't wet until it's out of the water, just like us. When we go into the water, we stay dry until the moment we come out.
Have you seen the trick you can do with a hot chocolate?
No.
Where you put your hot chocolate on your spoon and you dip it in the milk. Then when you take it out, you can poke it and it's all dry. So
no.
It's not wet. Oh, you can.
I don't understand how that even works.
No,
we might have to do a live experiment next week.
You can.
Because I don't
I'll
understand
have hot
that. Big old Phil. How does that work?
Let me show you.
That's very strange. Birds are drones. Yes, GBC, you're on our wave level. Jimbo's the new Albert Einstein, apparently. More like Uncle Albert. Dear God, humans did not evolve from monkeys. Where did they come from, Joey? Please tell us. Big up, just a harmless potato. My cat is a flycatcher, loses his mind chasing them. Yep, ours are the same. If Dr. Dolittle could speak to animals, why can't I? I'd ask them where the heck they came from. I would too, Luton Dan. Hey, look. Leo says you're right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I got a bit carried away there.
She's right about what?
That you can pour what? Put your hot chocolate in milk and come out and it's dry.
You can put your hot chocolate in what?
What, a spoon?
You can get a glass of milk, have your hot chocolate on your spoon, and you go like that in the milk. You don't tip it in, and then you do that, you bring it out, and it's dry.
So like a powdered hot chocolate?
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's possible. Wet means the surface is covered or dampened by water. Water is not wet. Of course it's wet. Look. How can it not be wet? That's crazy.
What do I search up for this?
I don't know. We'll have to do an experiment.
Yeah, I will.
I've never seen a baby pigeon. Pigeons are drones.
In all fairness, I've never actually tried it.
That's not right. The baby pigeon thing's not right. I've seen baby pigeons.
No, because we have. It's the first time in my life a few weeks ago, Jim's cousin had a nest of pigeons, and I saw baby pigeons, and they're so ugly. Flies fly around and land on humans because they're attracted to carbon dioxide. They feed on
Land on a
dead
tree,
skin
then.
cells and open wounds. But where did they come
I'll
from?
land on a tree then.
So what? Water's not wet, it just makes things wet. What's that then?
Look, so if we tip it on your head, or
Well, yeah, I'd be wet because of the water. Oh, I don't understand. Do you guys know about Chief Keef? No. Most of the crap comes from Tottenham. Humans evolved from Homo erectus way back in Africa. What's Homo erectus? I thought that was just people. Oh no, we're Homo sapien.
I thought
forget-
that was
No, don't
Chief
say
who?
what you thought.
Who
Chief
was that?
Keef.
Chief who?
Chief Keef. No, water's a liquid. I identify as a baby pigeon. Well, look, let me go past the flies thing because we're not getting any answers on it. What's that one?
He's a rapper.
Oh. Where do you believe the first animals came from? Were they invented? Are they part of a simulation?
I think they were invented, but I believe we're in a
Yeah,
simulation.
but invented by who?
Yeah.
Amelia, invented by who? Who invented them?
People before our time, or excuse me, don't get stroppy.
I'm not getting stroppy, right? But who invented the people that invented the animals?
I think aliens invented animals.
Yeah, I think the people that control us invented animals. Sorry, but giraffes don't make sense to me.
No, or elephants.
No.
Giraffes have got necks like that long. That is someone making a joke. If you asked a kid to draw an animal or invent an animal, they would make it look really funny.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Like with a long neck or massive ears or mid-long nose. And we're supposed to believe there's such a thing as that. I'm not having it. Well, come on, Jim.
Pardon me.
Where on earth? I don't know invented aliens, but they invented us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just came. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Jimbo?
I say that again. If you look at the legends, there's an answer there for the hot chocolate. All right. The
Right.
legends are right. What did you ask me?
Where do animals come from? Because they look to me like they've been drawn by a child.
They look to me like who said that? You, Amelia?
What?
They look like they've been drawn by a child.
No. But we said when kids draw things, they make things look really funny. And all of a sudden there's just these animals that look like him. Know what I mean?
Yeah, like if a kid, you said to a child, make up an animal, they would draw something like with big ears or a massive nose or a massive neck. There's no way we're supposed to believe that elephants have just evolved to look like that way.
Well, they're like that for a reason. Like their long trunk it's got like the end bit's like a hand, so they can pick things off the trees, and they're not made like that just to make them look funny. It's got.
So what did they look like before?
The trunk's got a use, and the use is
no, but they must have thought, oh, I'll make this animal. But then this animal couldn't feed himself because they couldn't reach a tree. So they thought, oh, let's make a different animal with a big trunk so they can reach the tree.
So what did they look like before they
Exactly.
evolved? What did they look like? A pig?
They've got to evolve to eat.
Well, it's questions because then you can just keep going on and on and on, can't you? Because they've come from somewhere, right? They've evolved from somewhere, like from the dinosaurs. You know, when the meteor hit from the dinosaurs, 60% of the world was wiped out, and the animals, the insects, and they've evolved.
And how do we know that a meteor hit?
And animals evolved to where they're living, to how they where they move to is where they evolve to. But I said to you the other day about the monkeys. Some of the monkeys, because they're where they live's being chopped down, all the forests and jungles, and all, they've had to move out. So now they've evolved. You know.
But have you not considered that maybe they've just leveled up in the game?
Well, I know there is things that you've said over the past weeks that make sense to me, but I can't see us being in a simulation. I can't.
Well, I think AJ makes a very good point here that says there is a theory that our planet, the whole planet, is a zoo, and it's been created to be monitored and studied, and that's exactly where I'm at. And everything's been created by aliens. And people keep asking me where aliens come from. I don't know, but I'd have to speak to an alien to find out.
Yeah. E.T. come home.
E.T. But there's no way I believe that they're elephants.
Anything that goes in the ground.
Yeah, why are all manholes?
Square?
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, I had a square one.
Was it square?
Yeah, that's a null and void. We had a manhole and it was square.
We have a square thing that goes on top.
Evolution is the scientific theory with the most evidence for it because it has been observed a lot of times. Yes, but that's because that's what they want us to think. We have to decide what came first for animals, humans, aliens, or Adam and Eve. Aliens. Aliens made the humans and the animals, in my opinion.
Aliens made the humans in their games.
Yeah.
And the humans invented the animals.
Do you think?
It says elephants, right? It says elephants evolved through their environment changing, right? And become a new species. Modern elephants, along with extinct relatives such as straight tusk elephants and woolly mammoths. So they've evolved from woolly mammoths, basically.
Well, yeah, because they look alike, but they've just lost their hair.
That's why I said to you is where their environment changes, and so they change.
Or
like the woolly mammoths
want a new hairdo.
Were massively long and were very, very heavy. So the mammoth had extra muscles in its neck to hold the tusk up, but they're smaller now.
The animals came from another planet.
It's a very confusing conversation because then when I say to you they come from mammoths, you say where the mammoths come from, right?
Yeah, where do mammoths come from?
See, it can go on forever and ever.
Yeah, we never have the right answer, which means it's not true.
Well, why are you powdering your face?
Why are there other planets then?
Because they want us to live on there for the next game.
You level up and go to Mars.
Once this Earth is gone,
the Earth
is gone, the end of the world, they'll transfer us to Venus, and that'll be the new Earth.
Yeah,
they'll soon just keep coming along.
Did you see what Coover put?
Yeah, someone needs to fix the top.
The dwarf planet Pluto. That used to be our Earth, and now it's been used and abused.
Yeah,
I tell you what, Coover. If it is a simulation, right, and we're being played, maybe the guy who's running Tottenham stuck on the same level. He can't get off it.
Further lending theory to our planet being created, it is thought by many that the moon is not real. It is in fact a satellite placed there by whom? Nobody knows.
Been on there.
Yeah, no one's ever been on there. If it was a moon landing, because the government want to say they've been on there because it's a satellite, another thing watching us all. Is Darwin's theory of evolution correct? No.
What's his theory?
What, that we come from like the way people? No, we don't believe. The scientists do tests of the soil, and they think shows an asteroid struck Earth and wiped the dinosaurs.
See, look, with evolution, I said to you before, there was a time in the dinosaur period where there was 3 different humans, right? What?
Come on, then.
There was 3 different humans, and some of them were smarter than the others. They lived on different continents. Some used spears and weapons to catch mammoths or kill whatever for the fur and for the meat. It's like monkeys now. Some monkeys don't use tools, but other monkeys do use tools. So that means that they've evolved. The monkeys that use the tools have evolved.
No, but they just learn.
Well, that's evolving.
But like,
Well, it's
I
not,
can
'cause-
learn things in school, but I didn't evolve.
Yeah, Williams learned to play the piano, but he ain't evolved into bloody Beethoven.
Yeah.
That's a silly thing to say.
Well, it's not. It's because they're smarter than the average monkey.
Smarter than the average bear, like Yogi. Yeah, but they're not evolved. And look, we don't know this. We don't know you've got to be able to breathe carbon
We've never
dioxide.
tried it.
You only know that because you're told that that's the case.
Apparently, you only live for 2 minutes, but every time you breathe, it restarts the timer.
Yeah.
Apparently.
There are actually over 700 planets in the universe that actually have suns evolving around it like Earth. Since this has been discovered, it is more believable that water and life exists elsewhere. Oh, 100% it does. Why isn't 11 pronounced 1-1? That's a good point.
That is true.
And 12 would be 1-2.
1-2.
1-2. 1-3. I like that better. I might start saying that. Hoover says, Kate, I say you're a government planted misinformation device. You can't prove you're not. You can't, yeah. I'm not denying or agreeing.
I've seen an alien, so.
You've seen an alien?
A UFO.
A UFO. Yes. And then you sent it to me on my phone and they wiped it because you couldn't see it no more. I tell you, there's some dodgy stuff going on. The plan is to create a fake alien invasion and create a one world government. Yes. I totally agree.
What's a one world government?
Well, one government rules the whole world, and they're probably lizard
I'll be
people.
that person.
It's like I think the governments all report to like a bad monster devil thing, alien, and that's why they do bad things.
I think I should rule the world. I think it'll be a much better place.
Yeah, be happier. Who saw on the news a little girl found giant dinosaur footprints in Wales? I did not.
If you ruled the world, what would be your rule for everyone?
If I ruled the world, my one rule would be, I don't know, what would yours be? I've got to think about
I think
this.
maybe like we all wear pink or something.
We all have to wear pink. I would say no one is allowed any sort of weapon
Yeah.
except us.
Yeah. If you annoy us, bang.
But no one else. Yeah, no one's allowed to have any guns,
Cut their arms
knives.
off.
Yeah, yeah.
Thinks they can't kick or punch.
AJ, it's believed that humans in some form or another have previously inhabited Mars. Apparently an element, Xenon 129, was discovered. This element is created by nuclear explosions. Ooh. Why are biology subjects being discussed? Am I missing something? Julian, once a week we do a queries and theories where we do not talk about football. We talk about conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for a football show, this is not the one. That is back on Friday. It's just to add a little bit of different something to the channel. Why does rain drop but snow falls?
No, but snow does drop because it comes from the sky.
Yeah,
Someone's
but
dropping it.
yeah, when a rain drops, it goes plop. But when snow drops, it's silent.
Not necessarily.
No?
What about hailstone?
Yeah, but that's just snow.
It's like snow.
It's frozen rain.
Which is snow. Frozen water.
Oh yeah,
Ice,
I suppose it kind
which
of
is snow.
Kate's one rule is that everyone has to support Spurs and suffer with the rest of us. Yeah, big up, Scott. Rainbows and snow drifts.
What do you
Yeah,
think
it's
of
true.
Jim's rule?
What would your rule be, Jimbo, if you ruled the world? You could have
No
one
one's
rule.
allowed to support Arsenal.
Well, that's a bit of a rubbish rule.
Not in my eyes, eh?
I think,
Out of football, my rule would be I don't know.
In your own time.
my rule would be is everyone has to tell the truth so we know all the answers.
Yeah, we get access to all the hidden areas, and
Yeah.
we can
There's
blow up,
no hidden information anywhere in the world.
and we can blow up the pyramids and go inside.
Yes.
Well, my rule would be if there's aliens amongst us, they have to show themselves.
Yeah.
But what if they're not in the world you rule?
I think there is aliens amongst us. I do believe that.
There is. I think I'm one.
Name, Kate and panel, big up Indian Gunner, says, name a country where lions, tigers, leopards, jaguars, cheetahs, rhinos, elephants, bears, hippos, crocodiles all exist in the same nation. South Africa?
No, there's no lions in South Africa.
Africa? Kenya?
No, there's no tigers in South Africa, sorry. And there's, where else did you say?
Philippines?
Jaguars, cheetahs, leopards, tigers, lions, rhinos, elephants, bears, hippos, crocodiles.
There's lions in South Africa, but no tigers.
I know. England in a zoo.
That's the only country that I think that they're all in.
Australia?
No, there's no lions, tigers, leopards,
Jimbo
cheetahs.
We've
rule.
got them here though, in the zoo. They're everywhere.
Yeah, snookers halls in every town. If I ruled, cannabis is compulsory and pizza delivered by the NHS. That sounds good. India is the answer.
No, it's not. There's no lions in India in the wild.
There is. People have
No,
them as
there's
pets.
not. There's not. There's tigers. There's no lions
People have
in
them as
India.
pets. Have you
Yeah,
been?
but not in the wild. There's not.
But
Yes.
they're probably there.
The USA, someone's saying. Apparently, if aliens are proven to the public, it will create trouble to religion and war will break out, especially if they say we created you, not your religion. Well, of course it would, but that's what most of the wars are caused by now these days anyway. Africa, China, all modern laws are based on religion. Thou shalt not kill. If they admit to aliens being real, it blows religion out the water. Society would crumble and humans can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Of course there is, Jimbo.
What? In India, there's lions roaming wild.
India
No,
have tigers, no lions.
Yeah, thank you.
Kate, Africa isn't a country, it's a continent. Oh, yeah, I did know that. Jim, search Google. In the state of Gujarat, there are lions and they coexist with locals. See, who said this show don't teach you things?
Yeah.
Jimbo thinks he knows everything about animals. He didn't know that. So there you go. Going back to dinosaurs just quickly, they were unheard of until in 1824, William Buckland, who was a reverend, provided the first scientific description of a dinosaur called Notice About Megalosaurus. To this day, many people do not believe dinosaurs walk the earth and that their fossils and skeletons are man-made. Dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago after living on Earth for 165 million years. Between such time, we have no clue what happened because cavemen didn't exist until 2.5 million years ago. Therefore, there are no records to suggest dinosaurs existed. It is purely what we are being told. And as AJ very kindly sent me, to this day, no one has ever excavated a complete dinosaur skeleton. Hence, the various species of dinosaurs are all artist impressions. Before the 1800s, nobody had even heard of a dinosaur, nor had anyone anywhere throughout the ages discovered a single fossil. That includes every culture from all around the world, from Native Americans to Egyptians. The prehistoric monsters seen in museum exhibits are all plaster casts. Real dinosaur bones are only allowed to be seen by a special group of government-appointed paleontologists. The whole dinosaur industry is propaganda created as a way to validate Darwin's false theory of evolution. And there you go.
Who brought up about the lions in India?
Indian Guna.
Well, I owe him an apology because there's one small population of lions exist in India. And do you know what? I've watched probably, I would say, 100 different shows on India, and I've never ever knew that.
Here you go. The Asiatic lion can be found in India.
Yeah, I never knew that, so I apologise.
I know. Big
Indian
up,
Guna,
Philip.
I'm apologising.
This is Amelia, but big up to you. This is a bit rude. Why are you so dense? It's a bit harsh.
What's he mean by
I don't
that?
think I'm dense. I think I've got my mind open where others have it closed. I wasn't sure I'd love this randomness, but I'm confused with the questions. My brain has told me I'm loving it. 90% is the most complete dinosaur ever found. This is what I mean. So really, I didn't mean it to come off my... Oh, that's all right. You was joking. Okay, I'll let you off because I am a bit blonde. All these dinosaurs you see, like in the Natural History Museum, people have made that up.
I just think one person, not even that long ago, has thought, oh, I found this bone. Let's make this. And I think he's done one thing and he's had everyone on because no one would have ever seen it.
And why? All those years, all those Egyptians that built those amazing pyramids and dug out all that sand and whatever, never found a fossil. And yet they're supposed to have ruled the earth, dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I think it's a complete fallacy.
Oh, shit.
And it's so that they can say, see, evolution. Crocodiles come from dinosaurs rather than aliens have made all these animals. Jim, you're not putting up much of an argument.
Well, no, because the dog was barking in my ear, so I didn't hear half of what you said. But look, I'm convinced dinosaurs existed. I'm watching programs on dinosaurs at the minute.
Yeah.
I apologise to him, AJ. He was right, I was wrong. It was something I never knew, but I'm glad I knew because I'm going to look for it now and learn up on it.
Lenny Mac, can I just say something? Lenny Mac, I have the glove here waiting for you. I put a post on my community page. I need your address. So can you either reply to the community page or better still, email me at justagirlwholovespurs@gmail.com. We've got the glove sitting in my cupboard. But I had no way of getting it to you because I don't have your address. So I'm glad you've come in. As I say, it's here. Just send me the address and we will get it posted to you immediately. Everybody else's stuff has been posted out. So go on, Jim. What was you going to say?
I was going to say Lenny Max did put a post on the community page for you. Look, I'm watching programs on dinosaurs at the minute, and I can't believe that they didn't exist because there's so many different scientists around the world talking about them, and the things they say. They say the T-Rex has got the best senses of smell that anything that's ever lived. They had a special sensory thing in their head, in the back of their head, that made their smell unbelievable. So they could hunt on smell alone and not sight. But look, I watch too many programs on it, and I just can't see all these scientists lying. I watch them from all around the world talking about them. Why would they all lie? What do they get out of lying about?
Because dinosaurs you believe it.
Huh?
Yeah, because people believe it, and it backs up the whole theory that we came from monkeys.
I've watched them. I've watched them. Scientists from England, Sweden, America, Africa, all different scientists talking about, things that have been found and what they can do and what they can't do.
Have any of these people you watch ever seen a dinosaur? I don't think so.
Yeah, because they wasn't alive, Amelia, in them days.
Exactly. So how would they know?
People are so quick to say ghosts aren't real. Oh, I've never seen a ghost; they're not real. But people just accept that dinosaurs are real, and they've never seen one.
I've seen a ghost. I believe they're real.
Yeah, but I'm saying people that haven't seen one say they're not real, but they're saying that dinosaurs are, and they've never seen one. There's as much evidence for ghosties as there is for dinosaurs.
What's Indian doing saying here?
Since today we can talk about non-football. I don't know what you guys are politically leaning at, but your country needs to... Yeah, I don't really want to get into politics, but I hear you, Indian Gooner. The country's an absolute shambles at the minute. Dinosaurs existed. Jurassic Park ain't fake. T-Rex would make a terrible goalkeeper. Yeah, be like Pickford. Did you know chickens evolved from dinosaurs? I don't believe in evolution, Paddy. I'm sorry. I really don't believe it. I know they're saying now that dinosaurs have feathers, but I just don't believe it. We don't have a lot of T-Rex specimens. I think the number's like 25. I know, because they haven't made them out of papier-mâché. Mad to think the blue whale's the biggest creature to have lived, bigger than any dinosaur, yeah. I mean, that skeleton of the blue whale in the Natural History Museum is actually quite breathtaking. It is so massive. And there's one Spinosaurus specimen. This is what I mean. If they would ruled the earth, how comes we've only got odd ones here and there? Barbaric says, I don't believe all these myths. Remember the Mail on Sunday told us years ago that Elvis was at the South Pole on a double-decker bus. This is what I mean. I don't believe anything that we get told. It's all a load of old nonsense. AJ says he's read books and books and seen video evidence about a boy wizard who wears glasses and flies.
Yeah, but the difference is the difference is there's not scientists on the telly on all different programs talking about dinosaurs and showing you digging them up and finding them in the ice and melting them, putting them together and taking DNA. Why would they do it?
Never met one. How would they know it was a dinosaur they're digging up?
Yeah, but you could say that about my cousin Denise. You've never met her, so how do you know she exists?
Well, that's stupid because we've seen her. And we've seen her. There's nobody on this planet has ever seen a dinosaur, ever. And even dead people never saw a dinosaur because they weren't around.
Dinosaurs died out a million years ago, Kate.
You say that they know it's a dinosaur because they matched the DNA. But what DNA did they have to match to the dinosaur? They never met a dinosaur to know his DNA.
Yeah, they took the DNA out the bones, out the marrow.
But how do they know that was from a dinosaur if they've never had the DNA of an actual dinosaur when it's alive? They wouldn't know what to match it to.
I saw what Coover put.
They wouldn't know what to match it to.
I don't know if there's ever been a 40-foot snake. I've never looked because I don't like snakes. Evolution does exist. How would Nick Collinson live if it didn't? Some people have seen witches flying. Rinketic, we did a show on this and I've seen videos of it and I'm telling you now that was a witch flying. But people go, oh, that's ridiculous. It can't be true. But they sit there and say the dinosaurs are real. How? Just because some gonk on the telly says they are, I don't believe it. I think it's all a fallacy. There's no explanation.
Sharks and crocodiles go back millions of years, and he's exactly right because they've proved that as well. That sharks and dinosaurs go back millions of years.
Yeah, but sharks are still here, so we cannot deny the possibility that they were there. But there's no dinosaurs.
Yeah,
why is it that this amazing meteor wiped out, but not every creature?
Yeah, because because the dinosaurs were most of the big creatures got wiped out.
And what about a shark?
A lot of dinosaurs died because the world changed, right, and it became very, very hot, and there was not enough food for them to eat. So a lot of them died out because of that as well.
Wow, AJ says, I 100% categorically do not believe dinosaurs ever existed.
I don't either.
Well, I can't make him believe. It's just what I believe.
But you're really going purely on what people tell you.
Well, I'm going on what worldwide scientists say, and they show you.
Without going down a controversial road here, scientists also told us about COVID and how the vaccine would stop us from getting it. How did they get on?
It's a different type of it's a different type of thing, isn't it? There's no reason for them to lie about dinosaurs, is there?
And why would we even need to know about dinosaurs anymore? Sorry.
Yeah.
Why are they still talking about it? We won't meet them.
And there is a reason, because as I said before, it all then says that Darwin's theory of evolution's right. It stops people questioning it and just accepting it, whereas we question it because we know aliens are behind it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we all just go, oh yeah, they're right because they BBC told us.
I don't believe everything I see and read on TV, Kate. But there's hundreds and hundreds of programs on dinosaurs, and I just cannot see why they would lie.
Because GBC says if dinosaurs were fake, why do governments that hate each other and can't agree on something agree on faking that one thing? Because, as Joey Barton correctly pointed out, and someone else who I can't remember, sorry, religion controls most of the world. If we suddenly admit the dinosaurs aren't real and that it comes out that say it was aliens, like we believe, all these countries are being controlled by religion. The world will go into an absolute crisis.
Yeah, but religion and dinosaurs are a bit of a different thing, Kate. There's no agenda behind dinosaurs, is there? What agenda is there behind dinosaurs saying that dinosaurs existed?
Joey, so an alien made a human and then made another one and said, how are we going to get more? Oh, I know. One sticks his dick in another and a smaller version will grow inside and come out of their fanny. Sickos. That's a very strange question. Very strange thought, how the whole reproduction thing come about.
Yeah.
Fossils were invented by Democrats to invent global warming and force us all to drive electric cars. That's another theory. It's another theory. They only lived in one part of the world. That's why they were wiped out. Well, why does it say they ruled the whole earth? Everywhere I
Yeah,
look
they
says
didn't live in one
everywhere.
part. They didn't live in one part of the world. They lived.
No.
They lived everywhere.
They said they were on every single
what I've
continent.
watched. Yeah, yeah. One of the programs I watched said the T-Rex. There was different names. There were different types of T-Rexes. They've all got different names. And at one time on Earth, on every continent, they ruled. They were the top predator.
People can find all sorts of bones from different things, make it look like how they want. I know that because I've built IKEA flat packs. You're not timed out, Lenny Mac. I can see you. You're here. Oh, you're back. Yes, you're back. No lions in South Africa out of the Big Five. Spurs is the answer. Anyway, you're telling lies. You have seen a dinosaur, Daniel Levy. Yeah, it does make for good movies. If they're talking about Tottenham, leave Jimbo alone. Well, I'm sorry, he's not putting up much of an argument.
No. Who put Lee Jimbo alone? No, Nick, I love you, Nick. Always sticking up for me. He's a good man. No, it's all right. It's just what the show's about. I've got to answer the questions that they ask.
Big up, Georgie. Good to see you, lovely.
Hang on. What did Cassandra put? Cassandra.
There was only one continent at the time of the dinosaurs, wasn't there? Well, yeah, because the Earth hadn't broken up. If you believe all that. Which I don't. This show is bonkers. Is it, or is it educational and mind opening? Mediums claim to hear conversations from the other side. They get packed crowds in shows, but if they went to a doctor and said they hear voices from the dead, they'd be referred to a psychiatrist. Yeah, and people mock them, and yet they will take it that dinosaurs existed despite having no evidence to suggest, except for some old people that build a few bones. You can now not believe things even if you see them in your own eyes. Technological advances have people easily fooled. Yeah, AI does all sorts. Thoughts on the Big Bang Theory, not the sitcom. I don't believe there was a big explosion and everything was created.
I think there'd still be things to show for it.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I just think we're all part of some sort of simulation, or we're being studied, or I don't think any of that's real. T-Rex can't be real. No way with anyone with arms that small could use a pen and write the Declaration of Independence. In all honesty, loving these streams, much needed break from the football nonsense. That's why we do it. It's all light-hearted. It's definitely not educational. I mean, if this is a simulation, the buggers who have programmed this show are mental.
That'd be Kate. That'd be Kate and Amelia. Fair,
they've probably scared of us because we've leveled up and are asking these questions.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit scared for our life because we might pop us off.
UFOs have already come to see us.
Yeah. Yeah. Lights outside the windows and all sorts. So if we're not on next week and we get popped off, just know this is the reason.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I think to myself, with the Big Bang Theory, right? A meteor hit Earth. It could happen again.
Yeah, it could do. It could do, but I don't believe it in the first place. But there you go. Its interpretation has been revised multiple times after 1920. The Big Bang Theory. I'm getting old and I like to fiddle around with my bone. Does that mean I'm an archaeologist? No, just a dirty old man. I that was all about dinosaurs. I did say we were going to do a Q&A, but I've already got some questions as well. If man evolved from monkeys, why do we still have monkeys?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. That's why I don't believe in evolution. Why are they not evolving all the time?
All right, you carry on. I'm going to Google that.
Oh, thanks for the research.
Yeah.
If you
Well, I
believe
never
in
knew
past
that question
lives,
was going to come up, did I?
if you believe in past lives, would you be human or an animal in a past life?
I don't know.
I think I was a cheater. That's why I got dodgy, knobbly knees from running.
Test out with the dodgy jaw.
Maybe he was a porn star. That's why you've got a dislocated jaw. or a tiger or a lion.
Yeah.
Maybe. But Jim, that's called Bouncing Universe with several starts and ends. Honestly, we didn't come from monkeys. All right, Homo erectus. My dad died in 2001, and my old son, who's 7, says he sees him and has been to London with him. Oh my God, that's so cute. Kids, they reckon, are more open to seeing ghosts because their minds, they're innocent.
Kids and animals.
Kids and animals,
yeah.
Those that are in charge, not the government, elected officials, perpetuate lies to further their agenda. The ultimate goal is full control, and we are being headed like sheep towards that goal. Yes, I agree with that. Sorry, I just got a pop up. What's that?
It says here, are you ready for this?
Yes.
But humans are not descendants from monkeys or any other primate living today. We do not share a common ape ancestor with chimpanzees. It lived between 8 and 6 million years ago, but human and chimpanzees evolved differently from the same ancestor.
Oh.
Who that ancestor was, I don't know. It's probably my great granddad Fred.
Just going away from this for just a second, just a bit of breaking news that Raheem Sterling and Ben Chilwell are now out of the Chelsea project and are being told they have to train away from the main squad.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't want to bring it up because it's football, because it's not football.
Leo gave an interesting question. Do spaceships go in reverse? Well, can they go backwards? Because we only ever see them going forwards. I suppose they probably can, but can planes go in reverse?
I don't think so. No, because the engines face forward, didn't they? Or backwards.
No.
So if aeroplanes can't,
I think they can when they're on the ground. I don't know. I think they can when they're on the ground, but not in the air.
Yeah, so probably not. But an interesting question. If there's no evolution, then why do human beings not look exactly the same?
There's someone in the world that looks like everyone.
Yeah, everyone's got a doppelganger. They reckon it's really bad luck if you bump into your doppelganger, don't they?
Yeah, I wonder how alike they look to me.
But I don't think evolution makes us look different from each other. I don't know. It's a weird question. I don't know.
All other animals look similar, don't they? Very similar. Maybe with slight differences.
Yeah, but that's the same as people.
But we've all got the same structure.
Yeah.
We just have different
ears, eyes, nose, mouth. We just got different coloured hair.
The same looking skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at 2 elephants, they look the same, maybe a different size, or you know, but they look the same.
Still the same skeleton.
And I bet their mum could tell them apart.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. I can deny it because it's not a fact. It's not 100% fact. It's not at all. What I find most fascinating is life. I mean, we all consist of atoms and molecules like Lego, all small dead components, but then it all starts moving. Yeah. Yeah, there is that. That's the cleverest thing I've heard Amelia say regarding aeroplane engines, but they can use reverse thrust to go backwards on the ground. So proud of herself that she got that someone's impressed.
No one ever thinks I'm clever.
COVID-19 was a test to see how easily the public could be manipulated and controlled. Electric cars are another measure of control, as is the One World banking system. Well, I do have an electric car, just saying. Jim's doppelganger is the fella out of Up. Yeah, that is you, Jim.
You made Amelia and Kate laugh, Paddy.
I just see Jim go flying away. Oh my god. So there must be something else more than just mere physical presence. Yeah. Are you guys atheist, agnostic, religious? I am an atheist.
Atheist.
Jim?
I'm in between. I don't believe and I don't disbelieve.
Is that agnostic? Is that what that means?
Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence. I want to believe, but I'm not sure. There's nothing has made me think I should believe. There's nothing made me think I shouldn't believe either. So I'm open. In my 62 years on the planet, I'm open, and hopefully, one way or the other, I'll learn before I die.
There's
I like
Jim.
to believe.
Look at it's like spot the difference. It's unbelievable. It's actually uncanny, the resemblance. Kate's a witch. Yeah, I think I probably am. I speak. Mort Mindy taught me. I don't know what that means. Kate, if you don't believe in evolution, then do you believe we are all made in God's image? No. I think aliens created us, and we're in a simulation game. Nothing to do with God. Nothing to do with bangs and meteors and dinosaurs or any of that old nonsense. Jim believes in religion a bit, also believes in dinosaurs, yet no mention of God making dinosaurs in the Bible. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I said, Joey, if you listen to what I said I'm on the fence because there's nothing to have convinced me that there is a God, and there's nothing that's convinced me there isn't a God. So I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence until something shows me either way. But in my heart, I would like to believe.
Yeah. I'm an agnostic atheist. I'm agnostic. For me, Hinduism is my civilization identity rather than religion. The old guy. To be honest, I'm kind of the kid. Except I ain't chubby anymore. Yeah, Jimbo definitely looks like the granddad. Aliens created us and broke the mold when they made Nick. We can't have two of that effer around. I might as well say fuck her. Everyone's sworn all day. I'm a full-blown heathen, proper atheist, but that word offends me. Atheism conjures an image of theism. It's a label. I believe in fairies, but never heard of an atheist. If you believe in dinosaurs, you believe in evolution, hence you can't believe in God. Yeah, there is that. My youngest son Ronan just said that we can't be in a simulation because nobody's horrible enough to make this show. Tell Ronan he's never invited on this show ever. Boo, Ronan. Where are we flying, Jimbo? In our flying house. Indian says, if you know Indian history, we've been facing lots of external invaders, so it's fundamental to hook onto a civilization identity or the rest will get converted. Any more questions before we go? My brain feels like it's going to explode. It's all this knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, that's a good point. Why are swear words bad words? Who created bad words?
I don't think they're swear words. I think they're sentence connectors.
Well, yeah, and a lot of the really bad swear words, there's one in particular, beginning with C, which I'm not going to say, but that was actually used to mean friend in ancient times.
Don't they like say it in Australia as like a friendly way?
Yeah. It's who named poo poo or hand hair. I think aliens done it.
Well,
who named dinosaurs?
Who invented the dictionary?
What does Amelia think she's got stuck in her teeth?
No, I don't. I've got wonky teeth.
You haven't got wonky teeth. Is that why we do fiddling with your... You haven't got wonky teeth.
I have.
You haven't.
My braces didn't work.
Victorians created swear words, apparently. Great show, guys. Much love. Have a great day. Jim, Spurs are on the up. We're actually at the Everton game on Saturday, Paddy, but I assume you're not over for it. But always good to see you. We all know the oldest swear word is "see you next Tuesday," Geoffrey Chaucer. Exactly, and it was cool. It was used as a friendly term by Chaucer in the Canterbury Tales, I believe, because I studied that at school. See, I did actually go to school, but I went with an open mind. Leo's saying, love you guys. Big up, Leo. Love you too. Can't say much here, but something happening. Jim, anything you want to say before we go? Apart from the fact my head's going to explode.
Yeah, my mind's boggled.
Yeah, do you know what?
You killed me with the flies. I was gone from the flies.
There you go.
Can't handle it.
Yeah, you can't handle the truth. I hope that everyone enjoyed the show and that we've opened your mind a little bit into possibilities that not everything you tell that you're told might actually be real.
You should go and read that, and then I'll say.
Having worked as an industrial electrician on huge construction sites for 50 years, you can imagine that there's not too many swear words I haven't heard. Yes. What was you going to say, Jim?
You should ask the people that are watching, right, because they're obviously the ones interested in this show, what they'd like the show to be about next time.
Yeah, write it on the community page. I'll put a post on, or if there's anything, Cuba, if there's anything you want us to discuss or debate, because, you know, we're open to discussing anything. Amelia, the aerospace engineer, who would have known?
I just like going on holiday and getting
There you go. There you go. She just amazes me. She is the oracle. But yeah, let us know if there's anything you want to talk about. I mean, we've had all sorts of subjects. We even researched the fact that so many people believe there's no such place as Australia, that it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we've got David Shearer, amongst others, who live there, which is really bonkers.
And I've been there.
Yeah, and you've been there, and your ex-wife lives there.
You?
Yeah, or did you go somewhere else? They just told you it was Australia. That's a whole topic for another day.
I might not have gone to Ibiza.
Yeah.
I might have been in the Dominican Republic.
Or you might have gone for a wormhole into another dimension.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like I've gone.
What if NASA invented aliens? Don't even get me started on NASA. They're lying.
They are a bit
slippery whatsits. That's the only thing I can say. Otherwise, they'd let us all into Area 51 and have a look round. Something very dodgy going on with NASA.
Area 51, is it?
Well, the government and NASA are all in cahoots. We need a deep dive into the pyramids. Yeah. What if I am a Martian? You might well be. You might be an alien. I don't know. But anyway, Amelia seems a lovely, bubbly lady. She is lovely because she's my niece, so she would be. Just saying.
She's very funny.
NASA means lies.
All day.
Is this show even happening, or is this part of the simulation? This is what I mean. We don't know. We might all be dead and living in the afterlife. And
if we're in a simulation, right? If we're in a simulation, why would the people running the simulation want to do this show?
They don't. No. It's like God created people, but He gave everyone a conscience to be able to make their own decisions.
Right.
I think we've got the ability to make our own decisions to an extent, but I think they're just monitoring what we do. It's like I said, me and Amelia are actually under threat because we're getting close to the truth.
Why are you laughing?
That's funny.
I'm glad you think it's funny. When I get abducted or
when
stabbed,
we die,
or probed,
because we know too much. I remember you laughed. You know, that's all I'm saying. I don't believe in the Jedi though. Yeah, the Force is out there. NASA are liars. Yes, I agree. Discuss where is ET now? What is he up to? He's at home. He went home.
See, I believe what AJ just said there. I think NASA are just full of shit.
Yeah. What? What do you think's full of shit?
NASA.
You think they're full of shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. This is where your conscience comes into it. You can make certain choices. Yeah, we're going to get shot probably because we're probing into the unanswered questions.
They've already given us a strike. They appeared at my window.
Yep. So just beware and just know that if something happens to Amelia and I, it's because we know too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you control both sides of the issue, it's easier to control the masses, and we are not being anybody's puppets. So yeah, but we will talk about the end of the world. We might do Armageddon one day. Talk about how it's going to end. The end of the world.
So the end of the simulation, you're saying?
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's the end of the simulation. I just think it's the end of that level.
Then we move to a different universe.
Yeah, and then we start again, and you'll have. That's why you get deja vu, because you've kind of been there before.
Well, I hope I have a different mother-in-law.
So yeah. Anyway, Amelia, thank you as always for opening our minds to the possibility of all these amazing things.
So Coover put NASA. See what he put. NASA threw Jim down the stairs.
You know the sad reality. I actually pushed him down the stairs.
Yeah. Did you hear that? Sad reality. Amelia actually pushed him down the stairs. See, none of you knew that, did you? You all just blamed me.
Because he doesn't believe.
He's a non-believer.
A non-believer in what?
In dinosaurs. Well, you believe in dinosaurs.
Explain to me what I'm a non-believer in.
You believe what you're told far too often. Exactly like you believe in dinosaurs.
No, there's some things I watch and I don't believe, right? But I believe there was dinosaurs. You'll never convince me different. I've watched too many programs with different scientists from all around the world, and I can't understand why would they all lie.
So you believe what you see on the television?
It can't be a global theory to lie. Everybody lie about it for a reason. What reason would they lie?
Lies.
It's so that we don't question what is happening and they can control us.
Yeah, but why would they lie? Why would they do all these programs and what you watch people?
So people like you believe it. Next, you'll be telling me you believe in Santa Claus.
Why would they want me to believe it? What comes
because
out of them?
Aliens
I can understand I can understand like COVID, them pushing over right about COVID, wanting you to believe that, right? Because there could be something behind it. But why would what did Paddy say?
Jim believes Spurs will win the league. You've got a better chance of walking down London and seeing a dinosaur.
Why would they? Yeah, but what them getting control over people believing in dinosaurs? What's the final outcome? There's not one.
They want everyone to believe them.
Yeah, but for what reason? But I don't. What's the end product?
If you believe one thing they say, you'll believe everything they say. If you think they're these massive scientists,
no, but that's not the case because
I see
mic drop.
Not everything on the TV is true.
Amelia, it doesn't make sense because I believe in dinosaurs, right? There was dinosaurs, but I don't believe in some of the shit that comes out about COVID and other stuff, and I don't believe some shit that comes out of Area 51 and NASA. So they're not controlling me to believe everything.
No one told me about a simulation, Coover. I actually expanded my mind and looked into the possibilities of where we came from. And it just so happens when I met up with Amelia, she believed the same thing as I have because we are both open-minded. So yeah. But yeah, lies are told to gauge how easy we are to manipulate. And it shows
I'm not
that
very
we
easy to manipulate, AJ. I can tell you that now.
You've been manipulated.
What does she do?
She did that thing you do with your hands where it goes, but so she had her hands down there. It sounded like she blowed off.
No, she did blow off. I guarantee.
Oh shit!
Slightly dark question, but what are the most painful ways to die? Being set on fire.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Oh my
god! Yeah, that's got to be a really bad one. I would think being stabbed isn't very nice. Drowning, being buried alive.
Oh nah. Starved.
Starved is cruel.
That is cruel. Torture.
Yeah. None of them are particularly nice unless you die in your sleep.
That's the only way I want to die.
Yeah. It was man-made.
It's paper mache.
Yes. There you go. Total cover-up. Kate farted. I did not. But Jim, you believe something you can't prove because someone said it's true.
Yeah, but there's There's half the planet believe in God, and that can't be proved.
This
So,
is true.
does it mean
This
it's
is
right
true.
or does it mean it's wrong? You know, there's things that can't be proved. But I mean, things of like they've said things about the 1950s about the fire of London, right? We wasn't there, so do we know it's true or it's not true? You have to
Yeah,
take history's word.
there's people that deny that there was that Hitler did all that to the Jews, but you know, people are always going to question things. I just think you're perfectly within your right to question things. That's all I'm going to say. But someone said,
sometimes history is history. You know, sometimes you've
yeah,
got to believe some stuff, and some stuff you don't believe. But I believe there was
believe the
dinosaurs.
history where there's proof,
yeah,
but there's proof that Hitler was around.
yeah, and there's proof of all the terrible things he
Yeah.
done, but there's
Well,
no actual proof of dinosaurs.
Well, there was people alive, Kate. Like your granddad was in the war, and he's told us stories. So
Yeah.
so I believe that. I don't disbelieve that in
But
any
where there's
way
no actual
whatsoever.
evidence.
Well, there is evidence because there was people alive not till. I mean, I would imagine there might even be someone alive now, but there was people alive that told
Oh
the
no, I'm not
stories.
talking about the war.
To be fair, I do actually believe we're in a computer game. I'm sorry if people find that funny, but I do. Dinosaurs are real. Too many have found fossils. Yes, but I don't agree. Sorry. I think fossils can just be created by man. I could make a fossil right now if I wanted. But yeah, being bitten by a shark and cut in half, that would be very painful. But anyway.
We've got a fossil with us. These are
yeah, Jim's a fossil. We dug him up.
Who said that? You, Amelia?
No.
Thank you everyone for watching. Do smash the like. I'm not sure when we'll be back, but I'm sure it'll be next week. Jimbo and I are at the game Saturday, but we will be back Friday to do our Premier League preview. I can't do tomorrow because I'm at physio. Anything anyone wants to say before we go?
Believe in what you want.
Exactly. Believe in what you want. Jim,
with proof.
Anything you want to say?
Dinosaurs exist.
You're a dinosaur.
Yeah.
You're a fossil.
That's right. Jim, go on. You might as well close the show.
Come on, you dinosaurs. Someone get a dinosaur up out the ground alive so we can fucking show it to these two monkeys.